That was my favourite bit, to be honest. My favourite line, or favourite exchange of lines, if you will. So.
Next question.
Yes.
What did you put on your wish list?
My wish list. I would like to travel the world one day, and I mean, I know it sounds odd me saying this because I'm in Houston right now and I'm English, so I'm already kind of traveling. But I mean, to go everywhere around the world. I mean, every place that I've ever been to has been so different. The people, the architecture, just everything. So it'd be fantastic to go around the world and to see everything. And I know that can be very expensive, so my wish probably would be to have the opportunity to go anywhere. Yes.
Well, I guess two questions. One, what would be your favorite place to go? And two, what was the most difficult part of playing a dying child?
Firstly, I'll answer your first question first, obviously. It's hard to determine where I would want to go because I haven't been to a lot of places yet, but I spent a good 3 months in Hawaii, Pirates of the Caribbean, a few years ago, and that was such a brilliant experience, and Hawaii was just like nothing else I've ever been to before. So if there's anywhere that I would go back, it would probably be there. And to your second question, it was very difficult, very difficult playing a role that's so complex and unique, really. I had to spend a lot of time getting to know the nature of the disease and the way that it affected families, friends, everyone associated with it. And it took a very long time. But I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of a film like this that brought to light everything about the disease and other kinds of cancer, which has kind of led me here to today, raising money for Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes?
I didn't read or know anything about the making of the movie or the story behind it. What is the connection? It looks like Spain and UK. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, the production company was partly Spanish, so we actually we shot for 7 weeks in Newcastle in the UK, and we spent 3 or 4 days out in Spain, predominantly shooting those airship scenes amongst a few others. And yeah, so the production company was predominantly Spanish, so we did a lot of the ADR in Spain, and so there was that sort of Spanish influence that was brought into the film, and you can see it with the song at the end as well. You can see that that influence played out there as well.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Yes.
So I've only seen a couple pieces of your work so far, but I just want to let you know that you're very believable. And I'm just wondering at what point did you know that this was going to be your path?
I still don't know, to be honest. I'm still trying to find my way a little bit. I mean, I've been doing this for about 10 years now, 9-10 years, started when I was 9 years old. I actually used to live in the Czech Republic, as I told a few years tonight. And that's where it started out, because they shoot a lot of stuff there. And I had no real desire to be an actor, to become one at all, really. But then I had my first taste of experience on set, and that was the moment where I knew that I wanted to keep it going for as long as time would permit, you know. So I just feel that I've been very lucky to given the opportunity to have done films such as this and other film and TV series as well. So here's to hoping that it continues, I suppose. Yes? Good question. Best question so far, actually. Ooh.
What's the question?
Is a yogurt, by the way, a solid liquid? Should debate. What do you guys think? Solid. Well, that's a good point. If it's a liquid, why do you eat it? That's true. What's that? Yeah, I'd say it's in the middle. I'm not going to say anything because I might annoy a few people. They just seem pretty set on it. So. Yes. Yes, actually, my grandfather died of a form of cancer about 5 years ago. So I have been affected by it in the past. Yes. Right about that?
What was your favorite memory from filming the movie?
I usually say the whole thing, because I mean honestly, I was on set every single day for this shoot. So it was about 7 weeks. We started like November 2nd, went through till mid to end of December, right before Christmas. So I was bold for Christmas. We obviously shot those scenes where I had no hair, right at the back end, obviously, because it would have messed up for the rest. But it's very difficult to pick a moment. I mean, everything was just fantastic from start to finish, the whole experience, like it is with many of these shoots. I'll tell you my favourite scene, the scene which I enjoyed shooting the most was definitely the scene where I was on the skateboard, myself and my mother, who is played by Amelia Fox. And that whole day was just hysterical. We couldn't stop laughing. I don't know why. It was one of those days, you know, you can stop laughing regardless of what's happening. It was just a very, very nice, uplifting day, amongst other scenes that probably weren't so uplifting at times. So it was just quite nice and refreshing at the time, you know. So.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem. Yes.
What is your favorite thing about Houston?
Favorite thing about Houston? The weather, I'll be honest. I obviously come from England and it's not the best most times, so it's quite nice if we don't get too much rain here. Bit humid though, at times. I think everyone can relate to that. Yeah, but aside from that, the fact that it's very hot is brilliant. So. Yes?
What put you in the Czech Republic? How was that? What was going on there?
My father actually works for ExxonMobil, and so we travel around a fair bit. So that obviously took us to Czech Republic. This is kind of why I'm here now, actually, is for the same reason. Yes.
What was the hardest part of the movie for you to film?
Hardest part? The scenes in the hospital in the last 2 days of shooting, like I said before. That was probably the hardest part because everything was coming to an end, and I had such a wonderful connection with so many of the people that had worked on the project. And it was just quite sad, really, to spend the last 2 days in a hospital shooting quite, you know, not the nicest of scenes. And I mean, the whole mood on set was rather somber at times, you know. So yeah, that was probably the hardest bit for me, and I assume for everyone. Right back.
In your acting career, what's been your favorite role you've played so far?
I usually say it's incomparable because every single experience is so different. I mean, even when it transitions from film to television, because the way that they shoot things is so different. But I'll say my most recent experience with Once Upon a Time in Vancouver has been fantastic because I've spent the last 4 months up there, and I've got to know a lot of people working on the show. And another thing was, it wasn't a film such as this that went on for 2 months and then ended. It's kind of an ongoing thing, and also because we shot for so long, I got to know people really well. So you get to spend a lot of time with them, and that's always been something that's very important for me. So I'd say in recent times that's been the best experience for me. Yes.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. First, how do you transition to playing a part like this into Once Upon a Time? And the second is, do you watch Doctor Who?
I'll answer that one first. Yes, I do watch Doctor Who. Quite a big fan. It is quite difficult to transition, especially as this role is very different to Peter Pan. I don't know if you know. Yeah, this was shot quite a while ago as well, so obviously that helps. It's I guess it just when it comes to reading the scripts and getting a bit of context about the character and a bit of a breakdown, it really changes your ideas about it. And given the nature of Sam McQueen's character, obviously portrayed a very different role to say the mythical Peter Pan, you know, if you were to compare. So. Yes. Why? To be honest, I fell in love with the script the second that I read it. Cheers. I fell in love with the script the second that I read it, and it was just so touching. And I actually almost cried the first time I read it, especially when I got to that end bit after the death, when my father was reading out the questionnaire, his death was peaceful, etc. That really got to me, and from then I just really connected with the character, and I wanted to portray it, and it just sort of became an aim of mine, and so I was very lucky to have been able to play it. Yes?
Whenever you were handed the Peter Pan book, was that on purpose or was that foreshadowing?
I'm not going to say foreshadowing. That must have been a complete and utter coincidence, to be honest. No idea about what's once again, this was 4 years ago, so it really is a huge coincidence. Yes?
Was that your first kiss?
In real life or on stage? Real life, no. Yes? Of course.
Will you follow her on Instagram?
I absolutely will. Yes.
Is that girl what? That girl _55.
Batgirl_55. Follow me tonight. Yes.
What is the main difference between shooting a film and shooting for a television show?
I'd say it's the whole process and the speed at which they do it. I mean, with television, especially the ones that I've just done, we shoot about 8 working days and 1 to 2 second unit days. So literally a week and a half and you're on to the next episode. So it's more like a machine than a film, which takes a lot more time and preparation and setting up shots and just the whole process and they just take a little bit more time with it. So with TV, often we get through 7 to 10 pages a day, and with film it's more like 2 to 3. So there's probably the fundamental difference amongst them. Yes.
So what are your future projects?
I have nothing lined up currently. My future project right now is finishing off my school. I graduate next May, hopefully, and from there I'm planning on taking a gap year and going to LA and hopefully continuing a career there. So hopefully there'll be something else lined up in the future. So, yes.
What influenced you so much about this film to do things
Well, I think just the fact that I had become aware of it was the driving force, really. I mean, I honestly had not much of an idea about the whole thing, and afterwards I felt like I wanted to do something about it because it gave me a new outlook on life. It really did. And upon coming here, I discovered the Leaking Funded Society, and I thought, I mean, why not help out? Why not try and find money for it? Because it's something I now have like an inextricable connection with it. So yeah, that's really how I found those guys. We raised quite a fair bit of money over last year, especially with this film as well. Yes. First of all, thank you very much for the compliment. And if it's something that you really, really want to do and that you feel you want to pursue, then go for it. Honestly, just honestly pour your heart out into it because you never know where it will take you. Regardless of what medium it is, whether it's singing, whether it's dancing, whether it's acting, theatre or film, if it's a passion of yours, you follow it regardless. Because that's the most important thing, really, in my mind. Yes?
I'll start with a comment. I did not realize that this film was made 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And upon seeing you slightly smaller, very impressed with your acting skills.
Thank you.
Even more so now, that especially. The question I have though is I do have to kind of wonder what's been going around in your brain. A friend of mine got me started on your current project, but Once Upon a Time.
Right.
Told me a little bit about it, and I was like, well, that's a different twist. So I guess what I'm kind of wondering is, how do you feel about taking this iconic character and introducing it to a whole new generation as a complete toss?
Well, I mean, you do spot on there, mate, honestly. Yeah, it's well, if you look at the original character description of Peter Pan, the original really actually has a lot of dark undertones to the character, and many people overlook that and sort of view it as the Disney version, you could say. And they often don't realise that there are dark undertones to it. And so I really think that once as the series has brought it back, probably a bit too much the other way, he's now just evil, but there are the dark undertones there that were evident in the original portrayal of the character. So that's actually quite refreshing. I feel like that's something that a lot of people in this generation that are Once fans are going to relate to for the rest of their lives, because they will now have a different opinion, a different sort of imagination of what the character is.
Yeah. got people back to
Big
the
change.
original.
Oh, yeah.
More research. Excellent.
Yes?
I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Well, thank you guys very much for coming down tonight. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, you don't want anything more?
Yes.
If you guys hold the hand and once upon a time, who do you want to play?
Oh. Doctor Who, what? I'd probably say Rumpelstiltskin, to be honest. I feel like, I mean, what a brilliant character. He's got a lot of things to his character that I would love to portray, if anything. And Bobby does such a great job. He really emanates the character. Yes.
What is the most, since you've been in America, what is the thing that you've heard most? And can you say it in American accent?
The thing that I've said, that I've heard most?
Yes. What we did there.
Y'all? Yeah, I mean in Texas, it's not so much in Last one?
I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but
Okay, shoot, go for it.
on Doctor Who, number 10 or number 11? Which one?
Number 10. Chris Eccleston. He was 11. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. 10 or 11, you talking about David Tennant and Matt Smith? Right. Terribly sorry about that. I say Matt Smith, number 11. Ooh. Alright, I'll pass you over to my father now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robbie. And really, thank you very much for every one of you that's come out tonight and supported the film, and also helped to sort of contribute and give something to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's really, much appreciated. What I'd like to say is also my thanks to AMC, who actually provided this venue free of charge, which is first class, to be honest. And also to the film's distributor. There's a distributor at the moment, American distributor, Worldwide Picture Corporations, has actually started to distribute the film around the US. And they've also been so kind to actually provide everything, the films and everything tonight, free of charge as well, to try to help and garner some interest. So it was great for them, I appreciate that. And also all the help from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society here. So we'll wrap this up. I'll hand over to Katie. We'll do a quick raffle, and as Katie said before, everyone's more than welcome to go back upstairs on the first floor to where there's still some food left. If people want a quick chat, we'll be there for a few more minutes. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Now, we have a few raffle items, and our barrel wife for the evening is going to be Robbie Kay. We're very excited to have him. So, the first item that we'll be drawing for is 2 bottles of wine, generously donated by the Kay family. So, if you go ahead and
I got the ticket.
Yes, Dave Richardson is automatically the winner.
Didn't I already buy one?
Yes.
927 782.
Are you? Oh, fantastic! Come down and grab your prize. 2 bottles of wine. Fantastic. Thank you, Robbie. And be sure to check in with our VIP reception and have some more nibbles. We have plenty of food. I know you guys are hungry after that emotional drama that you've just been through. It's time to have some food. All right, and our next item is going to be a headshot. Not of me, of Robbie. And so we have the ticket being drawn.
Okay, 927. I think they all start with 927. To be honest. 750.
Is it right?
There you go.
Congratulations! Come on now. Again, I want to thank AMC Studio 30 for their wonderful cooperation. I want to thank everyone at the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, especially Amanda Payne, the director, and Dan Walmer, the campaign manager of Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Thank you so much for all you do. And now we have another headshot. Oh boy. I think we have 5 headshots, so hold on to your seats, folks.
927-775.
Oh boy! I would also like to thank the Worldwide Motion Picture Corporation again for generously donating the screening. What an amazing film, folks, right? Am I right? Okay, our next headshot goes to
927-772.
This row, this is a lucky row. If you guys want to win, you better come down here, huh? All right, and let's mix things up a little bit. Let's auction off the book right now. One more drawing, Robbie. I thought it was right here. It's right here. Don't worry. And it's signed. We can personalize it afterwards if you'd like. And it goes to
927-763.
I win.
John Olson, cancer survivor, Candy. Thank you, John. Enjoy. All right, and we have, let's see, is it 2 more photos? One more. Oh my goodness. Signed photo. We're down to the last one. All right.
Last one is 927-757.
Congratulations! Wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, I would like to thank everyone involved, especially the Kay family. They have been so supportive and wonderful to come out tonight. So one more round of applause for Robbie and Ivan and Stephanie Kay. Thank you, thank you. Y'all have a great evening, and please join us for a few more nibbles, maybe another autograph.